And we're live.
Welcome, everyone, to the Legends of Theia adventure stream. My name is Frank Bedeni. I'm known online also as Frankie Swan. I'll be your dungeon master and storyteller for the next hour or so, playing some 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons homebrew on the Dice Cult streaming network, live on Twitch, on demand at YouTube. The Dice Cult has live streaming adventures of the tabletop variety. Well, I guess you'd say video tabletop now, virtual tabletop. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Monday through Wednesdays being 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons type stuff, and Saturdays being horror based, and also one shot and a lot of different RPG stuff coming up on Saturdays. There's a Vampire the Masquerade, Call of Cthulhu type stuff, and there's been some other things as well. So it can be a random mix of a lot of cool stuff, but primarily focused on horror and mystery. Our adventure stream, I believe we're on our 11th session now that actually was recorded. We've had a couple prior to that where we tried out some actors and actresses and players to see how they liked our playing style, where we drink a lot and have a lot of fun. The drinking was turned out to be a little bit too dangerous, and so we moved to Tuesdays so we could live a little longer, but we still have a good time. So our house rule, our main house rule is have fun. Second is if somebody rolls a 1, they have to drink. If somebody rolls a 20, they get to pick who drinks out of the group. A lot of times we just all drink together. And that includes those of you out there in the audience sitting there. Grab yourself your favorite adult beverage, or if you're underage, grab yourself a Kool-Aid or whatever people drink that are young anymore. I'm way past that, so I have no clue what the drink is for young kids. But yeah, grab your favorite drink and pick one of us. There's 4 of us here. Pick one of us to be your player of the night. And whenever we have to drink, you got to drink with us. So if you got to work tomorrow, just watch along. Maybe grab some ice water, although it is pretty cool. Maybe some hot chocolate. That sounds actually pretty good with some peppermint schnapps would even be better. I'm going to introduce you to my best friends online right now, along with my crew that I play with on Monday nights. This is my Tuesday night crew. I'm lucky to have a couple of them. But I'm going to introduce you to those who will be playing tonight as the characters in the story. First of all, on my left, but I'm not looking at the screen that you're all seeing right now. So I'm going to point you over to Scott playing Meehan. Meehan is a half gold dragon paladin who worships Bahamut. And he is kind of taken himself, kind of become the face of the group. He comes from a militaristic background as a half dragon, and he has kind of just become the face of this fledgling group of heroes. Also, very important to this group, all 3 of the group. There's only 3 people in the group, so they're all really important to what's going on here. We have Jenny playing Lila. Lila is a gnome barbarian who, at one time, was actually in line to be the princess of the royal family of the gnome population on the planet of Theia, and she said that's not what I want to do, and she ran away. And maybe one day that'll catch up with her, but right now there's so many other things going on, they don't have time to be looking for her. And last but not least, we have the farmer. Yes, that's right, we have a half hill giant farmer in the group. That's what he is a farmer, although he does know how to kick a little bit and punch, throw rocks. He's been learning how to do monk stuff so he can do his farming with the dwarves, because there is a dwarven group of monks who does the mushroom farming where they're all living now. And so that's Little Grin. David, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, free the shrooms. What's up?
Yeah. I want to just say really quickly, I got into last week Cyberpunk real quick, the game. It came out, and I got on that sucker, and it was very hard for me to put that sucker down. Scott, you've been playing too, huh?
Yep. It's been pretty good.
Ooh, man, yeah, it sucks you in there. It's a lot of fun. So just had to throw that out because it's really cool when you get a game that like puts you right in there and you feel like you're part of the world. And then,
I mean, any game with Keanu Reeves is got to be good.
Yeah, that's a bonus. That's definitely a bonus. So let's talk really quickly about where we left off and the storyline going on within this campaign. So Theia is the planet that this storyline takes place in. The planet went through a 2.5, close to 3 year war, in which the surface of the planet was completely destroyed. The fight started out with very large factions, became a world war. After a couple of years, the gods got involved, and then the Celestials got involved. And when the Celestials got involved, that's when everything's really got bad, because the Celestials are the all-powerful, and basically anybody who wanted to live needed to go underground. The dwarves,
I feel like that's a really intense Treaty of Versailles situation that gets you all the way to celestial beings. That's impressive.
yeah, there's going to be times when you're gonna learn more about exactly how it went about, but it I don't it hasn't come to that point yet, but it will, and I can't wait to explain it, because it's a lot of fun, and it's a pretty cool story. But the dwarves of Theia lived in the seats, the royalty, if you will, the nobility of the dwarves lived in a very large fortress called Kir Rule, which was built into the Ogathir Mountains on the largest continent of Theia, and they did not want to get involved with the war at all. The dwarves were a neutral race. They were just, no, we're not going to do it. And so what would happen is any of the smaller fortresses of the dwarven strongholds were being taken out easily, because every time a different faction would come through, whose side are you on? We're on nobody's side, then fight you, because that's an enemy. The largest being Kir Rule, the largest fortress, was taken down in a huge fight between the dwarves and the Thousand-Handed Army, which is a huge mercenary group. But actually, it wasn't that group that took the dwarves out. Both armies got annihilated by an avatar of the Earth, which was a dragon, an Earth dragon that literally was flying under the Earth as if it was in the sky, but it's underground, flying underground, and just comes up and annihilated the fortress, the dwarves, and the Thousand-Handed Army. And only one dwarf, the legend is, there's only one dwarf made it out, and that was Bertha Axekicker, who these people know, these characters know. Bertha Axekicker was the only one to make it out, and she told the story of what she saw. She was lucky to get out of there, and she, along with 4 other dwarves, now rule the settlement underground, underground. The settlement of Kir Rule is a very small place compared to the big fortress, the dwarven fortress that once stood in the Ogathir Mountains. Now there's no more than about 1,200 people, primarily dwarves, but a lot of people are coming underground because the war has brought them, including these characters, brought them here. The characters are right now in the middle of a bit of a mystery. There was a wizard named Kuman that had, before as the war got started, asked the dwarves if he could build the tower or live down underground, as he knew that the dwarves would not pick sides, and he didn't want to pick sides in the war either. And the dwarves said, of course, if you use your magic to help protect us, then we will give you a place to stay. And so he built a tower, or used a tower and built around it a wizard's tower, deep in the underground under the original Kir Rule. These characters went to meet with Kish Kuman on behalf of Bertha Axekicker, and they found Kish Kuman dead. And so they've been looking for clues as to why Kish Kuman is dead, who killed Kish Kuman, etc., etc. They did find one lead, I believe only one lead, and that was a little pin about that big that looked a lot like a pin that a prior friend of theirs, still a friend, Sel, a little pixie that had made her way by being summoned into the settlement of Kir Rule by a wizardess. She had a pin like that she was working on, and her best friend within the stronghold of Kir Rule was a dwarf named Mado, and Mado said, I know that item. That item is definitely Sel's. Where did you find it? Of course, they didn't want to give up that they found it with the dead wizard. But now they're searching for Sel. She wasn't in her home. She hasn't been in the settlement for some time. So they're searching for her, and they're searching for clues as to the dead wizard. And they have made their way, or they're traveling now, to the south of Kir Rule, to a place called the Rainbow Falls. On their way to Rainbow Falls, they have, and this road that takes them to Rainbow Falls has been shut down now for years and years. It was closed off because a dwarven graveyard had been built near that area, and the dwarves started coming back to life. So that that whole area was shut down by the dwarves, but it has been reopened just for these three special individuals to go searching for clues. And as they're making their way towards Rainbow Falls, they found a valley full of wee ones. The wee ones are little mushroom people. I think I have a picture of them somewhere here that I'll put up real quickly.
My best friend's a mushroom.
Exactly, and that's true. His best friends are mushrooms. It's true. So yes, they made friends with some mushrooms, and the mushrooms, bless their heart, they only really had one question for all of you, right? When you showed up, you remember what their one thing was? What made the diff? What was important?
They wanted help,
Yeah. Are you?
but they wouldn't tell us what the help was right away.
Right. They literally just said, "Are you here to help us? Are you here to save us?" Can y'all see that? See this right here? So,
There they are.
a couple of them. That's the first two that actually met with you all. At first said, "Save us? Are you here to save us?" And so how are you going to tell 100 little mushroom people that you're not going to help them, right? So obviously you all offered your help.
Yeah, how can you say no to those faces?
Exactly. So what ends up happening is that the group asks, well, how can we help? Well, first of all, you've got to go see the ancient guardian and prove yourself worthy of helping us. So they got to do they have to do a task before they do the main task to show themselves worthy. So
and I straight up can't believe they didn't serenade us in song, like into the. I mean, I guess they kind of did, but I just want to hear their Yellow Brick Road version of us going to see the wizard.
pretty close there. They were playing those drums, remember? Or
Yeah.
Playing those.
But they're teeny, right? They were teeny little.
Yes. There are big mushrooms, but the bigger mushrooms weren't playing the music. No, it was the smaller ones. Yes, they're all like this. They're not very tall. Yeah, not the ones you first met. So two of the group, while you were waiting, because your task was to go to the ancient guardian and give the ancient guardian this food that it likes. And in exchange, the guardian will give you something that you bring back, and that will prove to everyone that you are worthy of this task. And so they had to go get this special moss, mushroom, something type stuff. So while that was being gathered, all of you just kind of sat around, and these little mushrooms offered you a drink. And two of you took the drink, and one of you said, "No way." I don't know why Meehan said no way, but the other two said, "Yes way, okay, we'll do it." And both of you.
I think it was very clear that I'm not drinking some strange mushroom drink. All right.
I think you just had a bad experience at Bonnaroo.
Easy. drugs are bad, kids. So fun.
Two of you had a bit of a hallucination, I suppose. One of you seeing someone who you vilely hate, and you got a chance to whip his ass, and the other one, well, you got to kind of maybe feel what it feels like to be born into the earth, like kind of like as if you were a plant and a sprouting out of the ground and all that stuff, and yeah, you kind of got to make out with the mushroom queen, I guess you, for lack of a better term, little grin, and so that was pretty cool, I suppose. And
got intimate in a dirty kind of way.
Definitely dirty, like as in dirt, dirty. Now you have all taken this really smelly, grotesque, disgusting. I mean, this stuff smells so bad. Like, you can be smelled from, a quarter of a mile away with this. This how bad this stuff's. But you have this big mushroom cap full of this really rank stuff that you're taking to this ancient guardian, and the ancient guardian will give you something back for it, supposedly, if you're worthy. So you shot down a flume after the lady, the mushroom lady, if you will. She the queen, if you will, the princess. She left down the
The
water.
fungus among us.
Yeah, right. She left down the water. The water.
How long have you been working on that? You've been thinking about that all week, you
I
dirtbag.
got to sleep around 2:30. Let's go.
You guys went on the water stream. She shot down the water stream at first. You guys were looking for mushroom caps to sit on. You guys found some mushroom caps, and you all shot down a flume that shot you into a waterfall, and you ended up on the other side in this big pool of water. All of you swam no problem over to the side, except for Lila, who had to have a little bit of help. She was drowning, and they pulled her in. Okay, swam her to the shore. And you were told, once again, that you are to give this stuff to this ancient guardian, and in return, the ancient guardian will give you something if you're worthy. You're to bring it back, and if anything along the way messes with you, don't kill it. There's to be no bloodshed here in this area. This is you're in holy ground right now, and you're not a mushroom, so this is a big deal. She tells you how important this is. All kinds of bad juju happens if you kill anything, if blood is spilled. Make sense? All good? Okay, we're gonna go over.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, I wanted to go over all those things because you not following the rules can be deadly here. Okay, so I'm gonna go over to the map here. This is where we left off. I'm gonna see if I can't hit little nuance here. Old boom paw. Yep. Cool. Okay, so you're all standing in water that's, depending on how tall you are, anywhere from your ankles on up to above your knees, Lila. And this water's not that deep. It is actually pretty damn clear, though. It is fresh here. This area is mossy, but it smells different than where you've been, and it actually smells, except for what you're carrying, the area smells really fresh. Who is carrying the mushroom full of really bad smelling stuff?
I am. I got it cradled like a baby in my right hand, and then I've got my shield out in front of it.
Okay. So your dog, Mouse, is just it hates the smell of that. It's whining because why do you have that mushroom or that stuff on my side? It smells really bad. So yeah, the dog is whining.
Well, if Lilgren noticed, I think he'd be like, "Oh, you wants me to take Mouse for a bit?"
That'd be just fine.
Okay, so you transfer the dog over to Little Grin.
Yeah, I'll try and take him gently.
I've got a little container for him.
Oh yeah, right. I'll just take the whole thing then.
Okay, so as you guys are doing that, Lila,
Give me the whole dog.
Lila, what do you do as they're transferring the dog? What are you doing?
Stayed away from Meehan and that smell.
Okay, so you.
And I guess it's like trying to waddle my way through the water.
Yeah, it's actually a little bit tougher for you because of your height. This is it's not that deep, but for someone your size, it's you gotta work a little bit harder to get through it.
Yeah, is there just like straight up standing water underneath us?
It's actually the water is moving. It's actually there's like a little river system, a stream system here that you're following. Lila, why don't you roll your perception real quick?
Perception.
Nice.
17. What do I see?
You notice that on this map to the north, as you're like just kind of looking around and staying away from that smell, you you hear a noise, and you catch to the north that something moved, and you don't know if remember one of the last things that happens is you're walking on an earlier part of this big map that we're using. There was a rock. There were some rocks that fell. Remember that?
Yes.
Okay, so it might have just been that, but something definitely moved, and you caught it out of your eye and look, and you'd have to go that way to get more out of it, but you've definitely seen something.
I want to waddle my way towards what I saw.
Okay,
You said it was north, so
okay.
I'm really
So-
bad. Is it this
so
way?
it's going to basically move up. It would not, it wouldn't be that way. It'd be back kind of.
This way?
Yeah, exactly. Correct. Okay. So you start to move that way. Little Gren, you notice that Lila is kind of backtracking a little bit, but going into an area that you guys didn't really, explore or anything yet. You guys are just walking straight. That's what you were told to do.
Oh, I'm gonna let them know. Like, I think I saw something, guys.
I say we need to be careful because we can't fight, so we need to just move forward as fast as possible, probably.
Oi, I say we stays on the path.
Lila, it sounds like you were outvoted. At least.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I let them know. So.
I mean, I'm all about smashing, but
Of course, we could
Yeah, we're
tie
not
you off.
allowed to smash.
We could ties you off again and throws you over there.
Let's just keep going. We'll just keep going. We'll just keep going.
so we were told to go straight right here, this way.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So you continue traveling that way, and let me see. All right, stop right there, everybody, please.
Yep.
Lila, you hear in your head, just out of nowhere, just right inside your mind, you hear, food. Smell it. You bring.
I'm sorry. What?
You two hear Lila talking to herself.
Oi, what?
Someone's asking about our food.
I turn to Lila and Little Grin. I say, stay close. I'll keep them away from us. Let's just move forward as fast as possible.
In times like this in my old country, we used to sing songs to cheers us up. And I'll go into a broady, just like, hill giant bar song to try and like cheer everyone's spirits up as we walk along.
Okay, so as you pass this portion of the this inlet river, like little stream area, and I said this a couple times before, but you actually see architecture that looks vaguely familiar. This all has been all nature. This has been all overgrown, all wild, and now you're seeing what looks to be almost a dilapidated tower to the north, and then in front of you stands steps that lead to a broken grate, and definitely every ounce of your intelligence isn't needed at all to tell that this was not built by mushroom. Okay, this is definitely was built by some other race than the mushroom people that you've been dealing with. The nature is definitely not civilized architecture.
So this is where we needed to go, yeah? I guess I'm going to check this gate out a little bit.
Are you asking me or are you asking the party?
No, I was just commenting out loud.
Oh.
Mian's like, I guess this is where we're supposed to go. So I checked the gate.
I can't believe how handy these mushrooms are at crafting.
So you go.
I just shake my head. I don't want to burst his bubble.
Does the building look similar to like the kind of architecture we've been seeing in Kirdal Rule?
You have seen similar architecture, not down in the settlement really the settlement that was built after the war, but the stuff that's like the ruins. Remember when you went up to the tower that Kishkumen was in? Up there where those ruins are, this looks a lot like that kind of stuff.
Okay, if we find any jewelry here, don't touch it.
I checked the gate.
You grab onto the gate and it feels rather loose.
Push it open if I can.
Oh, yes. You push with very little weight. You don't have the smelly fungus stuff anymore, so you've got a hand that you can.
No, I've got the smelly fungus stuff still.
Dog, that's right. Okay, so you're gonna have to kick it then, unless you want to put your shield away.
I shield bash it.
Shield bash it. Okay, so you're actually gonna just destroy the grate. Okay. Well,
not really. I try to just push it open with my shield if I can. But
you could
if
ask
not,
one of us to try to open it. Jeez.
we'll step up to the plate.
Okay, I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna try to push it open.
All right, Lila. It's not tough. It's just I wanted to see. What I wanted was to see if you were gonna actually like just tear it down. You're gonna try to just like put it over to the side, go through, then put it back. Treat it with respect. That's what I was looking for. So you grab onto it and you go, this is easy, and you're wiggling it. You can move it however which way you want. How are you gonna do it?
I guess push it towards, like, away from us.
Okay, so you just push it, and you finally have to put some oomph into it. You go, and it just goes, and it falls on the ground, and clank, 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 clank.
Oops.
Throughout the inside of the old ruin.
Wow.
Let's go in.
You're quite the strong little filly, ain't you?
Should we put that back?
Yeah, when we leave.
Okay.
That seems proper.
We'll put that back when we leave.
Okay. So you guys gonna go in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay. So you walk in, and you immediately hear sounds of water. It sounds as if there's water going into a deep pool somewhere in the distance. There are no more than 5 steps you can take until you need to go into water. You'll take 5 steps straight in, and then there's just steps, and those steps, for some reason, this area is got a lot of water in it.
How's the water smell?
It doesn't have much of a smell where you're at. If you want to get closer to it with your nose, I'll tell you what it smells like if there is a smell.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you get down. It smells a little stagnant, but it doesn't smell as fresh as the water did out there, where you just were at. It smells like it's not as flowing, at least not in this area.
Okay, but it doesn't smell putrid or anything?
No. Doesn't smell like what Mian's carrying. That's for sure.
Yeah, just keep moving forward.
Okay.
What's about your cargo there?
What?
Does the mushroom liquid have a top on it, Frank?
No, it's literally a like a large pizza-sized button mushroom top, like a cap, and it's just been flipped over, and it's just got this really gross-looking, slimy-ass, smelly crap in it. It's just, it's really, really rank.
All right.
You can just carry it above his head.
Okay.
I've got it. Well, how deep's the water?
Looking at it, you haven't all really.
I'm investigating. I'm barreling into the water.
I'll offer to walk out first. I'll say, "Oh, you hold your package. I'll be walking out here, see how deep it is."
Okay, so you're gonna take the dog and put it up higher, so just in case it gets deep.
Well, yeah, I'm 7 foot tall. Let's see how deep we get here.
Okay, good, great idea. Okay, so you step in, and the water feels refreshing. It doesn't feel bad at all. There is quite a bit of mossy, sludgy, slimy footholding going on. You slip every so often because this is obviously not a used walkway much. There's been a lot of growth of algae and those kinds of things. You go in, and it does get rather deep. It gets about 5 foot deep. And as you go in, you see, first you're paying attention to the water, but as you take steps and you go into this main room here, you see that there is a hallway that you're going to have to. The only place it looks like you can go. There's a hallway that keeps going, like you've been going east. It continues east, and you're going to have to go through that hallway to get into the next spot.
All right, I'll go back to my friends and relay my findings.
I said, Lila, you want to get up on one of our shoulders?
Yeah, I can swim.
All right, off we go, straight ahead.
Wonders of not having to wear armor. I love it. See, if you were wearing armor, that would suck. But since you don't wear armor, Lila, perfect. Okay.
And I'll just kind of walk along the side of Scott as he's going in case he slips. Like you said, it's slippery.
Okay, so
I don't have to worry about that.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and change maps. But what I want to do is before I change maps, I want you just here on the side of this one, give me your walking order of who's going first, because it can only be one at a time.
I'll go first.
Okay, so we're gonna have Meehan there, and then who's going in second?
I will.
Okay.
Yep,
So,
I will take on the rear then.
okay, and you're swimming. Okay. Perfect.
There we go.
Go. Okay. So now I'm going to go to another map, and I'm going to set these up that way. Perfect. All right. Yeah. Oh. Good. Right. All right. So let me go ahead and do this. All right.
Uh-oh. Did we have a glitch? It says it's loading.
That means you got it. I've already got it loaded on my computer. You're just...
Yeah, I got it loaded. Just refresh.
Oh, there we go. Popped up.
So,
Oh, we're moving from the south now. I see how it
well,
goes.
the maps just, they kind of just change.
Yeah, no worries.
All the maps I use are always left to right so much I had to do a north to south.
I love it.
So let's check this out. So you all have been moving through like an archway basically, and as you get to the other end of the archway, you can tell that at one time this was probably a very badass place inside. I mean, there's all kinds of stairs leading, like from the archway there were stairs going left and right. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of things that tell you that there was a lot going on here. You get into the next room here, and moment. You hear in your mind, little grin, you hear, "I'm so hungry. Did you bring me food?"
So is Little Grin physically hungry at this moment in time?
You tell me.
Maybe a constitution check?
Well, you ate breakfast before you all left. I remember you saying that.
All right, Little Grin's hungry. Fine. Then I'll just say, I's hungry. Yous brings me food. Out loud.
I said, why do you guys keep shouting like that? What's going on?
You're just asked. You just said, "Oh, you's hungry and you's wants food."
What?
You's just be telling me you's wants food.
Little Grim, maybe you should sit down.
Well, at least I'm not the only crazy one right now, so okay.
I'm going to move forward.
Okay.
Is that allowed?
Absolutely. So you move forward, and this area has okay, let's stop right there. This area has is being lit by some green crystals. There are some mushrooms as well, some blue crystals. And as you come up this way, you can pretty much see that it's basically a long it's a pool. There's a pool area that only looks like one exit. It's a set of stairs to your left.
Oh,
There isn't a ladder. There isn't unless you want to climb and make yourself your own ladder. There's only one way up, and it's
let's
right.
do it. This way, yeah?
Yep. Is it
Uh
upstairs?
oh.
Snow?
Yeah, everybody's going up, man.
Everybody? Okay. All right. So as you get up to the top of these stairs, Meehan, I need you to roll your perception. Since you're the first one up.
Give it to me. 16.
Right? As you get to the top, I mean, just as your head is level with this level of this temple area, you smell, I mean, the stuff you're carrying, you think that smells bad. You smell double that to your left. I mean, you smell the worst smell that you have most likely ever smelled in your life. Like the smell of the dead times 20. It's just that putrid. Really bad. And
Awful.
yeah, and as you turn to your left, you see that there are just the whole area is littered with bones. It is, I mean, there is everything from leg bones to arms, skulls, rib cages, all very old, and there is a big pile of what looks to be just what I would call skeletal garbage and dead garbage, dead stuff garbage, all in a pile that's probably about 8 foot tall and about 10 foot wide. And it smells really, really, really bad. All of you begin to smell this as well as you're walking up the steps, and Meehan has stopped here at the top. What are you going to do, Meehan?
I'm going to just keep moving forward.
Okay. All right.
At some point, though, if I don't find a clear path, I'm going to start getting frustrated and just shouting for this bad boy.
Okay, so as you take that next step, you hear in your mind, Meehan, you hear, I smell it. You brought it. I smell it.
I just shout out loud, yes, we brought this moss that the mushroom lady told us to bring. Where would you like me to put it?
Everybody roll their perception as everybody's up top now. I figured so.
14 for me.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
13.
Go really low to miss this, but all of you are kind of stumbling from the smell of this really rank stuff that this pile of death to your left, and you hear a noise that catches your attention, all of you. I mean, you're all, even though you're kind of scattered from the smell, you're paying attention because you know better. And what you see is that there's this, it looks like almost like a large snake is sticking out of this big pile of trash, death trash, if you will. It looks to be about maybe 5 foot long, and on the head of the snake, instead of it being like a snake's head as you would expect to see, instead you see that the head is more like a flat surface, and you just see 2 eyes, and they're not left to right, they're up and down, and it's just like this, moving back and forth, looking at you, and it starts to slowly move closer.
Shut down all the trash compactors on the detention level.
Yeah, as soon as I see it, I look at it and I go, are you the guardian? Is this for you?
The eyes look at you, one eye up here, one eye up down here. It's also, you know, as it gets closer, it's got 2 holes. Maybe it's its nose. And it gets close enough that it's within 6-7 feet of you. And you see that as this snake, this weird snake, gets closer, that the death garbage, if you will, that death trash is kind of moving along with it. When you ask that question, you feel just a bit of a push on the ground, as if something rather large has put its foot down. And the garbage, this tall garbage pile, falls to the side, and you see this creature with 3 legs and a huge gaping mouth, and it's 7 feet away from you.
I look for like a clear spot in the trash and just set the mushroom with the moss down.
Okay. You put it down, and the eyes of this creature, which are on its own, now you see that this snake thing was actually, it's connected to this creature. So like this, it's like a big blob with 3 legs. It looks rather, it's very large. It looks very strong, but yet very big and fat as well. And it's got 3 tentacles, and the one in the middle, instead of a head with eyes and stuff, it gets closer to you, and it examines the really smelly, crappy stuff that you brought to it, that you were told is what it would want. And in exchange, it would give you something. It looks over it, and then the snake-like head with eyes goes back, and the ancient guardian slowly moves towards you, and it puts its mouth down next to the rather large mushroom cap full of the smelly substance. And in one very, very quickly and precise gulp and bite, it swallows the whole thing and jumps back very quickly and just stays aimed, if you will, right at 3 of you, looking at you with its eye stalk.
Well, there's that done.
I look over. I was like, was this thing supposed to give us something?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be freeing the mushrooms.
Oh yeah. So are we? I look at the guardian. Like, are we good here? What's happening?
Guardian, it's like just watching you. You see it kind of every so often. It kind of like takes one of its legs and kind of picks it up and kind of shakes. Then the eye stalk moves a little bit. Then another leg kind of picks it up and shakes. Then it starts moving a little bit after a couple minutes, and it lays, like kind of like lets its legs go and goes poof, and lands in all these skeletal bones and starts makes a weird moaning noise, and it kind of just, you know how dogs sometimes on the rug, they start like pulling themselves on the rug, and they like kind of like roll around and just kind of get into that mode. And this creature's just doing that. It's going through some really weird motions, and just maybe it's happy. Who knows? Maybe that's just what it does when it jumps out of a pile of dead bone guts.
I'll look back at the group and say, mayhaps we should have negotiated terms first.
The mushroom lady just said to feed this thing, and then it would judge us. I don't know. I think I'm about done with this side quest. Your thoughts?
Well, what's done is done.
Let's just go then, I guess. Lila, any thoughts?
Are we not worthy?
I don't know. I'm worthy.
We went the right way, right? This isn't just like something we just fed the wrong thing to.
Well, because she said that if we were worthy, it was going to give us something, and then we gotta give it to the other thing.
Pardon me, Mr. Trash Monster. Are you the guardian?
It just continues to do what it was doing.
In frustration, I start moving towards it. I go, "Hey, speak again. What are we doing here?"
Okay. You're just walking up to it, though. You're not pulling out a weapon or anything, right?
Nope.
Okay. All right. So you walk up to it. You can move your miniature. Show me how close you get to it.
I don't know where it is.
Okay. So it's right there.
Oh yeah, so probably like I probably get to like right there.
Okay. So yeah. So you Little Grin's moving away from it now. They can see it.
Oh, I just couldn't see the end of the cave there.
Right. So you get up to it, about to that spot, and it goes. It makes like stops it because it notices you through what it was doing, and it's the eye stalk, the middle, because it's got two tentacles with one in the middle. The middle eye stalk comes up and gets really close to your face, like right here, looking at you. And then it comes over here. Creature moves over to this area away from the bones. And it goes, and it makes like this really low guttural sound. And you see coming from its body a big, big pile of refuse. And it kind of like struts its three legs over it like a cat would. Then it walks back over to the trash and starts playing in the trash again. The dead bone trash.
Okay.
I'll look at the shit. I mean,
Okay.
did it pop out? Did it just vomit up like a book of knowledge somewhere?
So you go over and you see that there is this steamy pile of refuse that this creature has just excremented from itself or relieved itself of.
Okay. I'll walk up and say hi to the creature.
Okay. You walk up to it. It goes when it sees that you're getting into his bone bin. You gonna say something to it, or just look at it, or want to pet it?
Yeah, I'll stare it down.
Okay.
I'll use my inner monk and inner peace
Okay.
to asphyxiate on its astral plane.
Okay. You begin to really do what you can to communicate with this creature. And it just, the Little Grin judgment, roll your insight. I'll let you roll your insight this as your characters continued to, except for this time.
A 5.
You really connect with this thing. This thing is of another place you've never been. You've never made contact with anything like this thing, and so you're trying to do your best to understand it, and it's just not happening. You can't tell if it's happy, sad. You can't tell if it's even got emotion.
Okay, well, I will walk away from the shit frog and rejoin my compatriots.
Okay.
Can I get across this bridge?
You can. You're going to have to be very, very careful.
Okay.
You know how you want to be careful, and I'll let you know what happens.
I walk across.
Okay, you're just going to walk across? Okay.
I mean, I do my best to be careful, but the drop doesn't look very far since we just walked up one flight of stairs.
It's not. It's just that there are just like really old pieces of rope where there's no board. So you're going to have to hop across at one spot. So just roll me either an acrobatics or an athletics.
21.
Oh, yeah. You take a step, and as soon as it gets loose, you pop over, and you're on the other side.
All right, I guess I'm investigating over this way.
Okay. All right. You notice a bunch of multicolored mushrooms of different types that you know at least one person in your group, if they saw it, they'd start hacking them off to take them with them because they're really colorful and they're untouched and they're plentiful. There's a lot of them.
Is there a pathway up here to the north? I guess we should go to.
No, there's not.
Okay, well then I'm gonna head back, and I think that's that. Let's go.
Just see anything over there?
Nothing. Just some shitty mushrooms.
Some shitty mushrooms.
Yeah, no good.
Oh, good. All right.
I don't think that Little Grin could ever contemplate that combination.
I mean, I can insight it, but if he tells me they're no good,
Yeah, you can see if he's lying.
yeah, can I do that?
Yeah, insight. Yeah.
I'm a billion% not lying because drug mushrooms are terrible.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So there wasn't a lie. Shitty mushrooms.
Well, then I would take, then yeah, I just believe him outright because I trust people because I have faith in this planet.
I wasn't lying. The only mushrooms that are good are ones that provide proper nutrition and protein.
Right. Right.
Except for in real life, shrooms are fun. All right, I'm gonna leave. Unless you guys want to do something else. Lila, Little Grin?
Oh, he's
I will-
guessing.
I will wave goodbye to that thing,
Yeah.
and then
Whatever.
I will make my way back down into the water.
Maybe us being not worthy was just him not attacking us. So off we go. We leave.
All right.
And back to the mushroom lady.
Yep. Okay, so you leave. You have to go through the archway again and get into that pool that gets to about 5 foot deep. And then you get to the grate and the entrance to the temple itself.
Yeah, we'll put the grate back up and try to like finagle it into place.
Okay, excellent.
A little duct tape, make it look nice.
That's right. All right, back to mushroom lady.
All right, so you start your way back traveling. Lila, I'm going to assume that when you get to that area where you saw something moving, you're probably going to be looking that way just because.
Oh yeah.
I don't really think you're going to have to roll. You're going to be looking. You know you saw something over there. On the way back, in that area up there, there is it looked to be a path that where the water stops, and there's just mushrooms on large mushroom caps on either side, large mushroom, and you know that you don't see anything that looks like a rock there. You know, because you thought it could have been a rock fell like earlier when you were traveling in this area. There's no rocks over there, and you saw something rather large, so you know that there's something over there. You know, your instincts tell you, I don't see a rock, no fallen rock. Okay, there's something up. You know that. You know that there's something.
Okay, I just want to look. Just want to look real quick.
Okay. Are you going to tell the others?
Yeah, I'm gonna say that out loud as I walk past Meehan.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go with her.
Okay.
What you looking for?
I saw something move here earlier, so I just want to see if it's still there or not. I mean,
Which
we
way
did
we
what
going?
we had to do anyway, so.
Oh, we can't get like through these mushrooms that where I'm at or where Lila is.
Yeah, right where Lila's at, there is
All right.
it actually like there's mushrooms that like weave in and out on both sides, and there's like wetness and water, so it almost like there's like little waterfall type things coming on the side of the mushroom, coming off the side of the mushroom. It's kind of cool looking. And you just take a few steps, and right away you feel like you're being watched. I mean, right away. I mean, you take a couple steps, like, boop. What do you want to do?
Lila's leading this party, so I'm just following her.
I want to look. Can I look around, see if anything is actually watching? See if I see anything.
Yeah, you can go deeper in.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
So
do that.
how much deeper in do you want to take on this trail?
Uh, does it look like it goes much further, or do I have to like?
Well, there's a lot of mushrooms in front in the path, so you like literally have to go around and weave through and up and down these different large mushrooms that have grown. It's just you can tell there's like this little path, so but you can't tell how far it goes.
Okay, I'll go in a couple more feet.
Okay.
I'll shimmy my way in.
All right, you take a few steps through, and you guys, Lila takes a couple steps, and she's like you guys going to have to go around mushrooms to catch up to where she's at. I mean, it's just these mushrooms are big, and she can duck down and stuff where you guys can't. So you get up you make 5-10 feet into this path, and roll your perception.
10.
6.
Uh-oh. I better roll. I
So
better roll something.
Lila, you are walking into this area. You're following this path you believe you see carved through the mushroom path around these mushrooms. And Meehan, you take a couple steps in, and as you're a bit taller than her, you can see over this one mushroom, and you see that about 10 feet farther down from where Lila's walking, there's what looks to be, from a distance, it almost looks like a bit of an overweight humanoid that's naked, sitting on top of this mushroom with a big, looks like a double-pointed spear, double-headed spear. He's holding on to it as he's sitting on this big mushroom.
I turn around and leave.
Okay. All right.
See you later, fat man.
Okay.
Do you say that out loud?
Yep.
Okay. So you.
I'll follow him. Follow him out.
Okay. So you hear Meehan say that, and you go, huh? And you're gonna turn around and follow him back out.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what you saw, but the fact that you're just like you're gonna say that and then leave. Okay. Yeah.
You didn't see? As we're walking, I said there was just a naked fat dude on a mushroom cap with a spear.
So glad I rolled low. So glad I rolled
If you're naked in this area, you fear nothing. So I'm out.
That's pretty frightening, isn't it?
Do your thing, homie.
Other than cave rash.
Okay, so back in the back to the regular walking order. I'm going to take it. You get back into the water and you begin to make your way to the other area. One moment, please.
Heading back to
Yep.
What's the name? A fat naked man. He has no fear. I don't care what he had to say. It was not a winning thing for us.
All right, so Lila, you taking up the rear? Are you in the middle of the group? I don't remember. I mean, I know you were swimming before in the back, but are you in the back still?
Yeah, I'll take up the rear.
Okay, cool. Okay, so as you get to this area here, go ahead and roll perception, Lila.
Just Lila or everybody?
Lila. It'll be Lila.
Yeah.
15. Yeah.
You're all traveling along, and you hear back of your ear, you hear a drop, like a whoop in the water. That doesn't sound normal. Again, like something fell into the water. And you turn, and you rolled well enough. You turn, and you see that up here on this map, you can see it to the north. Yep, where the pointer is, up to the north. There's like another stream that goes off, and it's blocked. I don't know if you remember this, but I told you there's like looks like a bunch of trash and stuff that's been put there, not it's like natural trash, like mushrooms are falling over there, and there's fungus, and it's just like an overgrowth. Almost looks like a dam was made there or something. And you see that just for a second, and then it pops down, but you see that this head of some kind of creature, and it looks like almost looks like a head, but it's a fish head. Not a humanoid. Well, I guess it'd be humanoid, but it's like a half human, half fish looking face is looking at you like, and it like ducks its head down when it realizes that you're looking at it.
Can we see your fish face again?
You'll see it later if you.
That was amazing.
I do the fish face. Okay.
Guys,
What?
guys. What did the fat naked man look like? Me and
I mean, kind of like me without clothes. Maybe Frank without clothes. I don't know. Was he me fat or Frank fat?
He was Al Bundy.
Al Bundy fat. There, then he was skinnier. He was David naked.
That's right. Keep it all right here up front.
Well, I mean, like, did he have a fish face as well, or?
No, it was a man, right? Human is what he said. Or that's what I took it anyway.
You looked at it real quick. You didn't, I'm going to investigate this. You saw this, what looked to be a fat guy sitting on top of a mushroom.
Yep. Yeah. Remember, and I turned to Lila. I go, Lila, we can't spill blood. Let's just ignore it.
Okay.
Let's head back to Mushroom Kingdom, lady.
Okay, but I'm gonna just say, I think something's following us. Hopefully, the plant lady knows.
I fear no creature except for fat naked man.
I currently fear everything here because I'm not allowed to hit it.
No doubt. So you guys make your way back, and you guys from this area here, the party makes its way back into the other waters, and you travel, and there you see the young lady, we'll call her the Mushroom Princess, and she's standing on that one bank of land that's not waterlogged, and she sees you coming, and she waves like, "Don't miss me, I'm right here," type thing, very friendly.
Hello, Mushroom Princess. It's me, a Lilgren.
And it blushes a little bit.
Yeah, we just say, hey, we fed the monster thing. I don't know. We done? Are everything good?
Well, I don't know. Did you bring back what it gave you?
We fed it. It puked up a bunch of bones, and that was that.
Was I meant to pick through its nasties?
Well, it should have produced something for you. Like it. Well.
All right, we'll be right back. This is
No.
the part of the adventure that we leave out, though, okay?
We feed it, and then it gives us something great in return. Something
What?
very powerful. It's droppings.
Why didn't you say that?
Well, if I told you everything, it wouldn't be much of an adventure. We wouldn't be able to tell whether you were worthy or not.
It's not everything. It's the only thing that we needed to know. Feed the moss, grab its shit.
Well, she says, I believe we went and did things according to the way they're supposed to be done. Please go back and get please go back and get that item.
The shit.
Please go back and get what the creature gave you.
Puked up.
I think it must be some sort of underground ambergris.
You trust me. I will prove to you its powers.
All right, let's go. We head back.
Okay.
So you travel back. Okay.
Frank, I thought you liked us.
I do. I only put shit monsters in campaign players that I love, okay? Okay, so it's just, so you make your way back, and Lila, you do not see Naked Fishman or anything close to that.
Okay.
Time. Because I know you're looking, because that fish head looked at you and you kind of whoops. Okay, so you make your way back to the temple, and you easily can pick the grate up. You go back into the main hall. You climb the stairs, and there, all happy and content, is the refuse monster, if you will, the ancient guardian. And there, in a pile over to the corner, is that same pile of whatever that the creature relieved itself when it.
Did the thing eat the mushroom cap, or did it just eat the moss?
It ate the whole thing.
All right, let's find another mushroom cap.
All right. Well, you know where there's some mushrooms, Meehan.
Yeah, I'm not getting those nasty ones. Is there a good one over there too?
There's a lot of mushrooms.
Right.
The thing is, though, is all the mushrooms that are in this room are all like sequencing out color. They're different than the ones you've seen anywhere else. But
all right,
because they're sequencing colors, they're very powerful.
All right, yeah, grab some of those.
Okay.
And then fill them with junk.
Okay. So, Little Grin, there's one big enough to put all the refuse on. No
Cool.
problem. Okay. Little Grin, you see Meehan go across this very, very dilapidated bridge. And he knows the weak and strong parts of it because he's went across once already. And he goes over to an area, and this monster's there, so you've been looking at that. But across this little walkway, there are mushrooms that are amazing looking. There's some that have like these lights of purple coming out of them. Some have green, blue. Just these are the most amazing mushrooms you've ever seen. And
yeah, I'll just mosey on over there.
Okay. Lila, are you going over to the mushroom area where the growths are, or are you going to stay over next to the refuse monster?
I'm gonna go with them.
Okay. So
I don't trust myself by myself, really.
Right. I need you to both roll an athletics check or a acrobatics to get across that bridge.
Acrobatics, and also I have dwarven boots of climbing.
Perfect. Hopefully you won't have to use them. Perfect. Oh!
6.
Uh-oh.
That was almost a 1, and it scared me.
Eek, I got a 10.
Okay, so all right. So
how do those climbing boots work? Do I get to do anything with that?
Climbing boots give you gives you a bonus to climbing.
Oh, okay, just for climbing.
So if you're because here's what happens: you get on that bridge. Lila's on the bridge with you, and your weight is. I mean, I believe you're quite a bit bigger than Meehan, in weight and such. Although he does have armor on, he was able to jump across. But you kind of step on that bridge, and it's like one of the snaps, and Lila just goes right down into the water, and you're able to hop across, barely making it. Barely.
Oh, okay.
You barely. I mean, you literally have to hop and you have to pull yourself up, but you don't go down. But Lila takes a swim.
I'll immediately look down and make sure Lila's okay.
Lila, it's not very deep here, but you're a little, you're a little shorter than the rest of them. So just roll athletics to get yourself over.
Just an athletics check.
Yeah. Okay, it's a struggle.
9.
You hit your knee, so it's your body's hurting a little bit, but you get yourself over. You pull yourself over and you climb up those stairs, like you had done before. And
No, I'll try and just reach a hand down to her. How high is this thing?
It's about 8 feet tall.
And I'm 7, so I bet I could stretch my arm down.
Okay.
About 3 or 4 feet.
Okay, so that's fine. So, as you start to make your way over to the steps up, little grin, hey, grab my hand. So, just roll your strength, pull her up, and she can assist you. So you get advantage.
Yay.
Roll again. That's a better one. Okay. Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Now you're all on the side of you're on the mushroom side of this room. And Meehan is found a large mushroom cap. Harlow's good, Meehan.
High is always good, homie.
Okay. You find a big mushroom cap that looks like it's fallen off, so it's a rather old mushroom, which is probably going to be better for your purposes. And you feel like you have the right tool to grab this stuff and take back.
Cool.
Okay.
I guess I have to jump across now since they broke the ladder.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hop, skip, and a jump across.
Yeah, 25.
Oh,
Dear Lord, screw you.
just taking care of business.
Dear
Okay.
Lord. Jumping around in plate mail and not splashing shit everywhere. It's crazy.
Right. So, Lila, Little Grin, you see at least 20 mushrooms that are amazing. I mean, big ones that are colorful, like I said. And are you going to grab any of those?
So there isn't skill mushrooms, but I feel like David knows that picking mushrooms is dangerous. So I'm going to use whatever talent I have to identify these mushrooms.
Okay. Use your Arcana, because the only Arcana is Mushroom Arcana. Let me see real quickly. What's your Arcana right now?
I have probably nothing.
Okay.
-2. It's intelligence based.
Right. I know, but okay. So I'm going to give you, when it comes to mushrooms, though. I mean, you even have you have an Excel file full of the knowledge that you've been given so far. And so when you're doing the Mushroom Arcana, what we call, I'm going to give you a +2 plus advantage. So what I mean is a +2 is in roll your Arcana. You said it's that you have a -2. I'm making it a +2 plus advantage.
Cool. Yeah, 11.
Okay. So, okay, so that's 11, and that was with advantage, or did you roll?
No, I didn't hear you say advantage.
You get advantage
Sorry.
with mushrooms too.
Awesome.
Okay.
Bam.
So
19.
you take a while, and Meehan takes literally is taking off, and you're looking over these mushrooms, and you absolutely, that if you touch any of these mushrooms, these 20 mushrooms that are very, very colorful, more than likely, whatever power they have, if they have any, whether it be poisonous, whether it be, makes you short, tall, whatever power, just touching them with bare skin you're going to have a reaction.
I'll grab Lila's hand and go, always has to be careful with these.
Okay, but are they worth even collecting? Like, are we going to get in trouble if we collect them?
Well, I was thinking we take them back to the temple for proper identifications.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to fight anything. Are they going to consider us, like, hacking at mushrooms fighting?
Who's they?
I don't know. Whoever said we're not allowed to fight things?
Well, that was the mushroom lady, the queen mushroom. Bless her heart. All right. I'll take some samples, of the mushrooms and try to collect them via not touching them and put them safely into my Munkin knapsack.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave because I don't want to be involved in like mushroom genocide in this holy ground.
So Lila's convinced that you cutting these mushrooms from the ground is killing a mushroom now that she's seen live.
Oh, does that count as spilling blood?
That's what she's thinking. She's turning. I don't want to have nothing to do with murdering mushrooms.
I didn't even think about that, let alone Lilgren.
I was like, I'm out. Nope, I ain't taking the chance here.
Now that she mentions it, okay, yeah, I have like a lot of respect for the mushrooms. Besides the ones that we were supposed to collect her at Rainbow Falls, anyways. So I feel like I can pass on these and it'll be okay. But I will admire them and maybe like, try kind of put their colors in my mind and
Yeah, take a mental note to ask the monks later.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's where it's at now. You know how to get here. You can definitely come back later and grab mushrooms. Or tell Takeshi about them and they'll be gone. Regardless. Or at least he'll die trying, I'm sure. Okay, so
or is this Rainbow?
What was
Are we in Rainbow Falls?
You don't know? I don't believe anybody's asked if this was no. I think one of you did ask if this was Rainbow Falls. Was it you, Mihan? I think Mihan asked the Mushroom Princess whether
Yeah, I asked. She says we're not there yet.
Yep.
That's what I thought. Okay. All good then.
So yeah,
we'll make our way out.
I get these mushrooms back to what's her face.
So you leave the temple, and you put the gate back up, I'm sure, and you head on the way back out. And there is nothing. Everything is very, very calm, cool, and collected. You're carrying a mushroom that's filled with this really fresh, gooey, raw, really bad smelling stuff. Mihan, are you carrying it?
Yep.
Okay. Roll your perception.
You can no longer smell.
You've lost your sense of smell.
COVID 19.
Dear Lord.
Of COVID. Okay, so, anyways, you as you walk and you get outside the temple and the colors change outside of the temple. As you're holding this stuff, for lack of a better term, your stuff, you see that there is like this, you see like a white, looks almost like a large maggot or worm that is moving, and then you see that there might even be several more in this stuff that you are carrying.
Gotcha.
And
gross.
Yeah, really gross, like barfing material stuff. Okay, so you head back and you make it back to the Mushroom Princess without any issues. A little slip.
I was like,
there's a lot of moss stuff. Not a big.
I just go, is this what you're looking for?
Her eyes get wide, very big, and she smiles. She goes, "Ah, ancient guardian, yes, you are worthy to take the next step to save us all. Yes, it's time to celebrate. Yes." She looks all around her and she goes, "Hey, well, we must go back and then leave and take the next step in saving us."
Sorry, man, your audio is breaking up for me. I'm not sure if anybody else. What? Can you repeat that real quick?
All right. She says, "We must celebrate. We won't tell the rest, but you must go back and we will show the others. They will be very happy, and then you can leave and move on to the next step in saving us."
Okay.
She goes, she takes her hand, and just as you would absolutely expect with everything else that's happened in this little story, she puts her hand in this gross, smelling stuff, and she, oh yes, and she pulls out this. It looks like almost like a turquoise, like little rock, and she's like, every one of you needs to.
You cut off again.
Okay, she says, every one of you needs to find one of these, and she has just like it looks like a little, almost looks like a little turquoise rock that she grabbed out of the mess that's in Meehan's hands.
So I will grab the poop frog pearl first.
I asked the mushroom lady if I can see that one.
Of course you can have it. I'll get another.
Good. I found mine.
I could, man. Fuck, man. The Wizard's Tower. God.
Somebody's rolling just straight 20s today over there. Wow.
Without the roll, wasn't it? That was perfect. Okay. Lila, you gonna grab one? You gonna look for one?
We're nearby water, right?
There's water all around you.
Okay.
She goes in and puts her hands in and finds another one.
I want to rinse my hand out
Okay.
in the water.
Okay.
Clean the rock as well.
Okay. All right.
This is my first time. Like, are your parents gonna be home later?
So all of you have now.
I didn't follow that one.
First, Simon. All right.
I think I'm not old enough for that joke.
Right. So all of you have this like little cube type little thing in your hands, and she says, "This will get us home quick, right?" And she just puts it in her mouth, crunch, crunch, crunch.
Fuck yourself. We got to eat this fucking thing.
She just ate hers.
Boom.
This is why I rinsed mine out.
Ugh. I pull the bottle of whiskey out of my pack and pour it on both Lila and mine.
Okay.
Thank
and
you.
offer it to David.
Oh, I've already
Okay.
eaten it. Rave style. I didn't even look. Eyes closed.
Yeah. Then I close my eyes, take it, chew it up a little, and a swig of whiskey, and hand the bottle to Lila.
Yeah, I will do the same.
Okay.
Cheers.
All right. So she watches you all, and she's just like, "Why did they do that?" So you all do that, and she kind of stands there for a moment, and everything's kind of quiet. And we're all just like standing there, and she goes, "Oh, yes, better. Okay." And you just see that she just like on the back of her, just on her back, she's bling, these wings appear. They just like grow out of her back, and she goes, "Follow me." And then she turns, and she just starts flying towards the waterfall hole that you guys came out of when you shot down the rapids.
Well, I grab onto Peter Pan.
She turns around and she goes, "Don't forget to bring that stuff. It's very important."
Yeah, I still got it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do we all get wings, or we have to grab this lady?
You're asking.
I grab her and I reach out my hand to the next friend in line.
So
Okay.
So if you want to grab her leg, roll to hit, if you will. Just roll
To hit. Oh no.
I know you're not doing it for damage sake. You're doing it for something else. I get that, but go ahead and roll to hit. So you can grab onto her. Roll to grab, I guess.
I just look behind my back to see if I do I have wings.
You look behind you and you don't see wings.
Oh, okay.
She says, "Lila." She says, "Do you want to have wings?"
So I thought that's why we ate the thing.
Well, I think that would be smart right now. Well, if you want to have wings, tell yourself you want to have wings.
Tell myself I want to have wings. Okay. Do I have to think that, or I'm gonna say that I want to have wings?
You do that, and all of a sudden, like you fall on your back, and like these wings sprout out. Hylo's good.
Okay. High is good. High is good.
All right, so these wings sprout out that fit you perfectly, and you think of controlling them, and you have wings that you can control. He goes, "This doesn't last forever. Come on, all of you."
I'm gonna follow the lady with my wings.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just like Peter Pan style. I'll just grab onto her and I'll just think that I can fly because I'm touching the flying lady and see what happens.
To grab her leg?
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
Okay, so when you go to grab her leg, she moves her leg out of the way and she goes, "Little Grin, you can fly like the rest of us. Come on."
Happy thoughts, happy thoughts. And I grow dragonfly wings.
Hylo's good.
Hi.
They'd be real high. If it's low, you're gonna be. What'd you roll?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what's up.
that's what you got. Dragonfly wings just sprout big ones that fit you perfectly.
Boom.
Meehan.
Watch me hover.
I for sure better get me some gold dragon wings.
Yep.
As is my right as a dragonborn.
You're gonna get little pixie ones. Let's see.
I hope it's like when Donkey gets wings in Shrek.
Good.
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, Mushroom Lady might get killed.
Hylo's good.
High is always good, son.
Okay, I'll remember that. 78. Okay, you get your wings. You sprout dragonic type gold dragon wings.
And I shout, "By Bahamut, this is my destiny!"
No doubt you did that. And you're all feeling really good. Your nose is kind of itchy, but boy, you got there's just that pillowy feeling all over your body. And now you can.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, "This doesn't last long, but it sure is fun. We can get across this waterfall and get to the other side, and we can take care of this so you can be on your way." And she just flies. She flies towards that waterfall, and all of you never have done it, not ever done it before. You just kind of pick it up, and you slowly just get the wings to move, and you start picking up. You start levitating from the wings, and you just glide yourself up. You just pull yourself up, and you learn how to fly. Wings that are only temporary.
Giggity.
Maybe. So
This is 100% that scene in Half Baked where they go visit their friend in jail and they're flying sideways.
So as since we are flying back to Mushroomville, where the wee ones live, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back in 10 minutes, and we'll finish up for this night's episode. Okay. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Legends.
are live.
Hey, everybody. We are back. The Legends of Theia on the Dice Cult. Tuesday night, Tuesday evening, maybe even morning, depending on where you're watching and whether or not you're watching this live or on demand at YouTube. So we're going to finish up for the night. Your characters made it back, flying through the little waterway there. You had to go up quite a bit, and wings are much easier than walking up the mountainside or valley side that you would have had to travel up to get there. So you got to experience flight, and it didn't take too long. And strangely enough, as soon as you stop focusing on that flight, when you get back to the wee people's village, if you will, your wings start to dissipate, and not be powerful like they were. But you did have a moment where you got to experience flight. Or at least it seemed like you experienced flight. Sure felt like it. Looked like it, felt like it. Everything was you flying. And when you arrive back, Meehan, you're holding on to a mushroom cap full of ancient guardian poo-poo, right? Yes.
I am the poop transport.
Yes. So, strangely enough, as you walk into the camp, if you will, or into the village of the mushroom people, they immediately can smell it, and they start dancing and singing, and the music's on. Everybody goes to their instruments like they had done before, and a bunch of mushrooms are jumping up and down and dancing, and you can tell they're really excited, and they're going to be free. They're going to be saved. And you three are going to be the ones to do it. Very excited.
I give them the mushroom shitness.
Okay. You go down to hand it to them, and they're all, oh, and they are just, I mean, if they're very excited mushrooms. That's what I'm. I could extrapolate on that, but I will not, because I could go for an hour about everything that they're doing. They are just in a joyous mood. There's like a little conga line of mushrooms going one way, and then there's a couple and stuff. It's the Ewok village times 100. It's Star Wars. It's just they're going crazy. As crazy as you would expect.
But what are we freeing them from? Like bad grooves? like a harsh mellow.
Well, you may not remember because your character was on mushrooms, but you were told that there was a spirit that entered this area and to began to draw the positive energy from it. And that's what now watches over this whole area. And it's what keeps this area from being all it can be.
And we need to soothe it with progressive rock.
Try that. That's one possibility. So as you hand this stuff down, Meehan, and the mushrooms, like I said, they're going crazy. The mushroom doesn't yell, but she calls you to her area. You can hear a noise that is her. It's not like a common, but you can hear her voice, all three of you, and you can't help but want to go to her grove, that little area where you first met her.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. You make your way there. You're going to leave the guardian poop with the mushrooms.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when you walk into the grove, you see that the princess, if you will, she is completely out. She is laying. She's not up. She's laying, and she's breathing heavily, and she doesn't look good. She doesn't look good. She expended a lot of energy, and now
I rushed to her.
Okay. She looks like a withered. She looks like withered vines. Like if you've ever seen a plant that was living and then it's starting to die, she looks like that. There's just a very big change that come upon her. Although she said she was not well when you first met her, she looks even worse now.
I'll dip my monk's sleeve in my canteen and pat her fibrous membrane.
She says,
I had asked her to have her little mushrooms stay vigilant in case Cell happened to come back through from Rainbow Falls. As she said, this was the only way. So I kind of just turned. I say, Little Grin, ask your girlfriend if Cell made it back through.
Oh, I don't know if she's quite my girlfriend or it's all so new.
Ask.
Yeah, I'll say, has anyone come by the village since we've been gone? I can't hear you.
Oh, lost audio on you, Frank.
You're done.
no?
There
Yep,
we go.
there you
Oh,
are.
there you go. There you are.
I thought we were gonna have another last week situation where he crapped out on us.
You know what? Maybe once it hits 8:30, it starts getting ugly. I don't know. The internet is that, in other words. But she says, I was with you. I don't know.
Yeah, ask your friends, please.
She makes a whistling type sound. That's very high pitched, like a type sound. And after about a minute, a couple mushrooms come up, and you see her. She's breathing really weird. Never seen her act like this. She makes some type sounds like you've heard the mushrooms do, and they say some type stuff back, and they leave. She says, "Friend did not pass through here while we were gone."
What's next for us?
She says, "You need to take what the Guardian gave you and offer it to the one who watches over this area. And if he's in a good mood, he'll let you pass. And then you will be able to go to Rainbow."
Where do we find this next Guardian?
This Guardian, the Guardian of this land, it's a path. The mushrooms will show you. I'm sure.
All right.
I'm sure that they are preparing the gift as we speak, so that you can travel with it.
So we go from the shit Guardian to the shit eating Guardian. Let's hit it.
She doesn't say anything.
And what about for ye, my damp queen?
I whispered to Lila, but loud enough for Little Grin to hear. Maybe we should give them a minute.
Yeah, I just want to make sure she's all right. She doesn't seem like she's doing well.
I'm gonna like slowly back out of the room. We'll give Little Grin of them a minute.
You're gonna sneak out of the grove. Okay.
Yeah.
Little Grin and Mushroom sitting in a tree.
She says,
MUSA. Oh!
Lost audio again.
Okay.
Oh, now we got you.
She says, I told you once before I'm not well. She says, the one who guards this place, this protector, it withdraws the strength of everything here that's nature.
All right. I will vow to my mushroom queen, I shall bring ye your comfort back. And
I have a feeling the only way that if you can somehow, well, make that guardian leave or kill it.
is this all of what we're doing not to appease it? Or is it going to continue to hurt ye?
Well, that's your decision. You see, you want to go to Rainbow Falls, you and your friends. And it's much worse down there, or so I heard. But going to Rainbow Falls does not save us. What saves us here is the ability to leave. And to do that, you're going to have to, well, the Ancient One, he will need to either leave the area or be. That saves us.
Well, I's not much for murderers, but I's be saying what this thing be doing to ye.
It does it to everything around the area. It sucks the life out of everything. And
No matter where it goes, does it not have a home?
So now.
All right, I won't say anything more than I'll just like clasp her thorny fingers and you know,
With vines, yes.
give him a pat and
the
stand
vine
up resolute.
says, "You want to see me again? Please save us. Please save us. It is written."
Ye'll see me once, or ye'll see me again.
I hope so.
And I'll nod. I'll give her like the silent like confirmation before I walk out.
All right. She closes her eyes and she rests as you leave. Doesn't take long, and the mushrooms, the little wee ones, they have taken some. There are mushrooms that, have you ever seen those mushrooms that have like really long caps and not wide caps? They have long caps, and they've found 2 long cap mushrooms and taken a lot of the stuff out of, and they've dumped all this guardian poo into these 2 mushroom caps. And 2 of the mushrooms, larger ones, which means they're about this tall, they start poking at your leg, Meehan, and they start poking at your leg and like running down this one path that you can see goes through the village.
Follow them.
Okay.
So they gave me the stuff.
Yes, I just told you. Yes, they gave
Okay.
you 2. They're about this. I don't see if you can see this, but they're about.
Apologies, I was slightly distracted, but
Okay.
now
No,
I'm focused again.
They did a nice stuffed mushroom risotto, little compote on the side. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yuck.
I ask, well, since we probably didn't, David's Little Grin's back with us.
Yeah. Yes. You have 2 3-foot long, like mushroom caps, that are full of guardian poop.
Yeah, when Little Grin gets back at 2, I kind of casually just say like, because Lila and I didn't hear all that between them, so I just say like, everything cool with your lady friend?
Nothing be cool.
What's wrong?
Always be telling yous laters. Let's just be on the way.
Fair enough, my gentle giant. And off we go.
Everybody following Meehan?
Yep.
All right. Little Grin, roll perception.
Got it. If there's one thing I'm good at, it's not seeing anything.
Oh!
Ooh!
Nice.
20 out of nowhere.
An unnatural 20.
Cool. So as you walk out of the mushroom village, we'll call it, or the wee people village, that's what the dwarves would call it. You basically follow this path, and it starts to descend. Still a lot of mushrooms. You feel like a tickle on the back of your, like the back of your leg, lower part of your leg.
Oh, is it mouse down there?
Hmm?
Is it mouse licking my leg? I'll look down.
you look down because you have the dog, and actually you look down and you see that there is a mushroom that's about this big, about that big, and it's holding on to the hairs on the back of your leg.
Okay, I'll scoop him up in a finger and bring him up onto my shoulder so he can sit up there and have a nice little perch. And I'll hand back Mouse.
Okay. You, you go to hand it back, bounce back to him, and he's got literally 2 handfuls of mushrooms with the stuff in there. So you want to tie that back onto his belt, or you guys want to stop and?
I can hold on to the dog.
Well, I mean, this stuff is the actual mushrooms. It's no longer like stinky nastiness, right? So
It's just the difference is instead of being a bowl, like a round bowl, you've got these 2 things that are like this, that have the stuff in them.
But it's still not.
Oh, okay. So I still have to carry them. Fair enough. Yeah, Dave, keep him for a little bit.
No, I'll give it to Lila.
I'll hold on to him.
I got a new friend. And I'll put my new friend up on his shoulder perch, and I'll make, well, greetings, Y1, but you're getting pretty far from home.
It just like stares at you, goes, doo, doo, doo. Makes this like really high pitched little mushroom talk that you've heard before.
Well, I'm sorry you're along for this ride. I'm not sure as we have the time. Your queen be quite sick, and we must be making our way.
It just looks forward like it knows what it's doing.
I told it what was up, so I feel like I did my part.
Yep.
So that's that.
He knows what he signed up for.
Yeah, just following these mushrooms, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's a couple mushrooms that are in the lead, and you get down to where it evens out. In this area, the mushrooms are different again, and at this point, the mushrooms stop, and they both bow, and then they walk away. They walk back towards the village, if you will.
When they bow and walk away, I mean, is it obvious, or is it just like we have no idea what's going on right now?
Well,
like, they point or something, like there's an obvious path we need to go, or?
Well, you can see that you are walking down, as I told you, they took you on a path that went kind of through the village.
Right.
And then it descended or declined. The ground did. Well,
plus I still got the one mushroom on my shoulder, right?
Yes, it's
okay.
Set on your shoulder.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, so our next step though, like, are we just like in a clearing, or there's a path we need to continue following?
It is okay. So it's not like a cobblestone path, but you can tell that this is an area that you can walk.
Okay.
It's not like you're cutting your way through forest or anything like that.
Is it like a deer trail where you can see where the trail goes through the woods, but it's not like a really defined trail?
Yeah, you've been in this mushroom area now for a couple days, and you were able to make your way through and follow a path, and it was tough. So this looks like it's
perfect.
It's not cement or anything. It's just this like an open area that you can walk.
Okay.
And again, you went deeper down into the Oglethorpe Mountains, and the mushrooms again, like I said, they change. The color scheme changes, and something else that occurs as you're standing there, you feel that the air has a watery humidity to it. You can literally see when you look in the distance at times, depending on the light reflecting off the mushrooms and the crystals and stuff, you can see just little rays of water, like little beads of water in the air. So this area is, for some reason, has water in the air. And you've only walked maybe 5-6 minutes away from the village, so
Yeah, so we just head the direction we feel like we're supposed to go.
Okay. Well, there's really only one spot that's. I mean, everywhere else you would have to cut your way through, or find a path. There is a straight shot, at least at
Yeah.
this straight. So you continue your walk as a group, and the walk lasts for a good half hour, 45 minutes before the air, the watery part of the air that I told you about, the humidity actually turns into an actual, like, a rain. Now it's not a rain because obviously you're underground, but there's something that's causing a lot of water to be dropping from up there down to where you're at.
Like a mist effect.
Almost, yeah. Well, it was kind of like before, but it's worse now, and now it's even. It's almost like it's raining. It's so the air is so humidified. So
yeah. So I'm gonna turn to Lila and Little Grand. I say, any thoughts? Should we start shouting or just keep moving down?
I think that it is the. I mean, is the path? Sorry, the path's still clear, right? We haven't come to a fork in the road.
No, there hasn't been anything that you would assume would be another way to.
I would keep going to why we going, but I's got me a little friend here, and I point on my shoulder. Mayhaps he'll bite me if we get to going the wrong way.
Okay, so he points, and when he does, I'll show you what you see. I believe it's over. There it is.
Wee.
So
I'm gonna name you Fredo.
That's the one that's sitting on your shoulder.
What? Wasn't Fredo the traitor?
So that's what's sitting on your shoulder.
He's adorable.
So you continue traveling, and you get another several hours down the path, and the walk becomes a little burdensome because the ground is sloshy and muddy here from all the humidity. And you had breakfast, what would have been at least 5 or 6 hours ago, and this is it's very arid here. There's a lot of humidity. It's very wet, and you get to a point where you may want to stop and get some eat. Your body needs energy, nourishment, that kind of thing. It crosses your paths because at this point, including the walking you did and the dealing with the ancient guardian, as what they called it. Simple words sometimes, but you've now traveled for a good and adventured for a good 5 or 6 hours. You can continue on, or you can look for a place to camp. When do you want to set camp? How long do you want to travel before you take a break?
I don't know that there's any reason for us to take a real break, as we've done nothing too strenuous, but definitely maybe a 5-minute or pass out some rations, and then head on probably till we're exhausted and can get a camp put together. So probably at least another 5-6 hours we're good to go. So we take like a 5-minute meal, like quick snack break.
Rest.
Not even a short rest, because that's like an hour, more like 5 minutes.
Okay, cool, excellent. Okay, so
unless you guys disagree, that was just me calling it out.
No, I'm just letting you know that it's been 5-6 hours of nonstop.
I was thinking the same thing, a little elven bread, and we're on the road again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you take a 5-minute break. You get under a big mushroom, I would suppose, and that way the rain that's coming down on you, or the water that seems like it's raining, not as bad, and you have a quick snack.
Usually we're probably enjoying the water. It probably cleans us up and makes us smell a little less terrible after, especially me, after carrying all that nastiness all over the place.
Still got nastiness, but
I do imagine we take a short rest as you polish your fucking scale mail.
Yeah.
Well, this stuff doesn't come off here. I can't take it off to polish.
All right, so there's a few jabs thrown back and forth and discussion about whether or not you should clean yourself up since we're taking a break and such, but it's back on the road, if you will, rather quickly for the group. And you travel along for what seems to be at least another 4 or 5 hours. And you sometimes have to, travel up, in which case it's a little muddy. So it's not easy. And walking down in the mud's not easy too, because you want to slip. So there's a lot of that going on here. And you believe you continue to, slowly decline down, or descend down, sorry, deeper into the Ogothir mountain range. It gets to a point where the water, now it's definitely like rain. It went from mist, light mist to misty to kind of like raining. Now it's like almost like a hard rain's coming down.
Is it just like dripping off the ceiling?
Well, you can't see the ceiling. Remember, you have went really deep down in a valley, right? So, if you will, the Cure de Rule was up here, and then you traveled down a bit to the Dwarven graveyards. Remember the Halls of the Dead, and then you traveled down way deep to get into the first part of the mushrooms, and now you've went down again. So, I mean, you've got to be at least probably, well, now after all these hours, I would say you're at least 5 or 6 miles down in the ground. So you've done a lot of travel, quite a bit. So, and right down in this area, it actually, for those of you who have been on the surface, which all of you have, it's like it's raining. That's literally the way the water seems. It's dripping. Maybe it's just, waterfall up there and there's mushrooms, big tall mushrooms, so it just is doing a waterfall effect, but it's like rain. But maybe that's what it is. But something is, it literally seems like it's raining. So there's big puddles and stuff, and so you're paying attention. But it's not dark down here. There's still fluorescent mushrooms and crystals and such. You get to a point where it's hard to see. It's starting to get a little dark now here on this path that you believe you have not seen anything that looks like another direction to pass. Roll your perception.
Everybody?
Everyone.
Okay.
That's nice.
18
Yeah.
for me.
Nice.
13.
Cool. Okay, so anybody roll below an 11? No? Okay. So
Wait, Lila.
I did.
you know what? This makes a little sense. So the path, you don't see like I said, there's no actual road there, but there is a spot where you come up to a very, very, very large growth of mushrooms, which is not common down here, but this growth sticks up rather high. And to the left, you can see that there's basically the wall of like an actual mountainous wall. You see that there's a mountainous wall, and it looks as if maybe it's a path leading into the mountain, but there looks to be like there's a hole in the wall in the side of the mountain, and then to the right, you can continue down what looks to be a path.
Okay, I will pull my mushroom friend from off my shoulder, and I'll just like hold him out, like palm up, like this, so the group can see him.
Roll your perception.
Yeah.
Little Gren?
Everybody?
No, just a Little Gren.
9.
Okay. You can't tell anything other than when you put the mushroom out like this, and like the big drops of rain are hitting it and stuff, it's shaking. It's like shaking like it's cold.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll hold my other hand over it for rain cover.
Okay. it stops shaking as much.
Cool. And then I'll say, maybe me friends here can communicate with you. You know, I'll look back at my friends, see if they can. Do y'all see? Do you know what he's saying?
The mushrooms, like, just looks really blankly at everybody. It's this mushroom, this little one's got really big eyes, and so it's got these big eyes, it's like blinking at everybody, like it doesn't understand anything.
Do you knows which ways we to go? Is we to go to the right? Maybe you stand on me pinky. And is we to go to the left? Zon's the thumb.
Okay. You're talking to it and you say a whole bunch to it, and it just finally, it kind of just goes, it like pops up, and it looks towards it points its body and its head. When it jumps up, it lands, and it's pointed its head towards the wall, the mountain.
My friend's thinking the wall over here. But I's not knowing how to speaks to it proper.
Well, we'll try the wall.
Okay, I'll put him back on his perch. Beep.
Back on your shoulder.
Shaded from the rain from my big earlobes.
Lila, do you agree?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
How high up is the wall?
Oh, the wall goes, I mean, as you get closer to it, it just goes, it's just a cavernous wall. It just doesn't have as much vegetation and growth and fungus and stuff as most everything else you've seen. So it looks a little out of place. And as you get there, Meehan, as you get closer, as you're leading the group, you do see that there's actually there's an opening in the wall, the mountain wall. There's actually an opening. You literally just a couple rock steps, and you can walk right into a hole.
Well, that's where we're heading.
Okay. Does everybody enter in with Meehan?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you go in, and immediately when you walk into this cavern, there are no crystals or mushrooms lighting it, which really is weird because you haven't seen anything like that anywhere. I mean, you've had everything lit up the whole time you've been down here, right? None of you have had to use the torch yet. I don't think. So, yeah, you take about 4 steps in, and it starts to get dark.
Bust out a torch, pop one on.
Okay.
Boys couldn't mayhaps go in front and see better
Okay.
without
Fine by
the
me.
torch.
Okay, so you've taken about 5 or 6 steps in the hole, if you will, and there's quite a bit of room. And so Little Grin's trying to, get situated in here as well. And you light a torch, and you see that there's the cave, if you will, extends out about another 10, 15 feet and then turns.
I am going to use one of my key points to give myself dark vision.
Okay, so you start to give yourself dark vision, and though there's already a torch lit, and so when you're in the light, you're going to see using the torch, and then when you back out of the torch light, then you use your dark.
Lila, you got dark vision too, don't you?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. Why don't you guys head up a little ahead of me, and I'll carry the torch and the mushroom things in the back.
Okay. I will move silently ahead.
All right. You want to roll your stealth?
Yeah. Stealth. Oh no. my first try at this.
So what'd you do, Little Grin? How'd you fumble that? Did you just start sneaking and go, all right, mister, don't make any noise? to the
Shh, we're hunting rabbits.
Yeah, I don't know. I must stumble or fall or at the worst moment, you know, or
Right.
just
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Right.
They hear me.
So you go up. Lila, are you right behind him?
Yep.
Okay. You want to roll your stealth as well to see if you stayed quiet? Just
Well, let's see how I do. Oh. Stealthy.
nice.
Okay, little better.
Good job. You were.
All right.
It wasn't you. Okay. So, you go up forward, Little Grin. You stub your toe and you make a noise, or like I said, you can tell me what you did to fumble that.
You know, I just start like whistling a tune that's in my head, and I can't help myself.
Yeah, you can't help. And Lila, you're like, shut up, because he just totally gave up any form of subterfuge you had. And as you turn the corner, you see that there is an opening in the cave. And the far end of the cave, you can see down a ways, is it looks like there's actually a fire burning. And sitting there in the distance, next to the fire, trying to keep warm, looks to be some type of something. Looks like maybe a human or maybe a little boy or something hunched over the fire about 20 feet.
Okay, I will just hold right there, and when Lila gets up to me, I'll just hold my hand out to stop her and wait for Meehan as well and do the same. So I'm just gonna quietly stop them as they get closer to me.
All right, so you wait, and obviously, just a moment ago, you made a terrible noise. You rolled the 1. And so Meehan gets up to the group, and the rest of you're all staying there. Meehan's got his torch as well. Meehan, did you hear what Little Grin saw? Because you see it as you come around the corner as well. There's the cave opens up into the cavern opens up into a cave opening, and there's a fire going on, and it looks to be maybe a little boy or maybe a small human sitting next to a fire, about 20 feet from all of you.
Yeah, I would probably just walk straight up to it.
Okay, so Meehan kind of excuses himself around both of you. Lila, are you going up with him? Or are you staying back?
I'm gonna stay back.
Okay, Little Grin.
I'll pace Meehan. I won't let him get ahead of me. I'll pace him.
All right, so Meehan, you walk up, and you get about 10 feet away from this, and you notice it's not a little boy. It's actually looks like a man, just a short man. Not much taller than if Lila may even be taller than him. And he is standing there, and he's wearing robes, and he is visibly cold. He's shaking, and he says, I heard one of you. What are you doing here? Nobody ever comes around here. Are you insane? I am. Come have a seat. Have some tea. Tell me your stories. I never have friends come by. Or enemies. Well, I sometimes have enemies.
I look at him and I say, "We're looking for the one who watches over this place to deliver these mushrooms."
Oh. I don't know why you'd want to be messing with that thing. Have a seat, everyone. Get warm.
Where is this thing?
Wherever it wants to be. He looks behind the others. Why? Are you a gnome? He talks rather loud.
Yes.
Come, have a seat. I haven't seen one like myself in such a long time. My name's Glitterbritches. Up. And when he stands up, his robe kind of opens up, and you see that his pants are glittery. They have like sequincy type stuff put into them. So when the fire hits him, his pants shoot out like a disco ball almost.
Lila's gonna squint, and then she's just gonna step forward, but only towards where Meehan is. But she's not gonna sit. She's just gonna stand next to Meehan.
He goes, sorry. He like puts his robe back on. He goes, at one time these pants really meant something, but not anymore. It's been a long, strange journey. So yeah, have some tea. I'll make it right now. Oh, it's nice to have guests.
I'm okay. I'm not much for tea.
Okay. It'll keep you warm though.
Always enjoys tea.
And I'll sit down.
Okay. So he goes and he starts preparing this tea, and he's got like a little canister that's got some water in it, and looks like he makes tea. I mean, he does the thing.
Any plants I don't recognize?
No, it looks like he has some herbs. They look a little wet though. They don't look dry. Like usually tea is very dry, but you know it's kind of wet around here. And he just he makes some tea.
Okay.
Doesn't look
Yeah, I'll sit down.
doesn't look fishy at all.
What can he tell us of this man?
Man?
Of this being?
It's well, I'll tell you. He's not here. Well, not at first, now. Kind of goes, one time I was a great treasure hunter. Got old, and then I paid others to get treasures. But I had to come down here because of the war. And because the war stupid, spits. Says, once I realized where I was, I started reading some books. Found out that there's some treasure in this area. Big baddie guy probably watches over. So, anyways, yeah, if you want to go talk to him, I would love that, because then maybe I can go get the treasure. Maybe I can split it with you or something.
This being has got some treasures.
Well, if what I read is correct, yes, there's some treasures here. Maybe he doesn't know about them. I don't know. But I ain't gonna find out. I need help. Once I saw that sucker once, no way.
Just said you, when you found out where it was you were, where it is we are.
Well, I don't know the name of this area, but if you travel down, I think about 5 or 6 more hours, gives you a timetable. He says, I think if you continue down that way, he points, you'll get to a place that was once called the Rainbow Falls. That's what it read in the book I read. The Rainbow Falls, yes, that's what it's called.
And what's Rainbow Falls to ye?
Nothing really. I read about it. It's, well, the legend has it that it's where nature grows. It's the beginning of nature in this area. It's the strong point. All nature grows there out. Problem is that, well, there's this stuff down here. Don't know how it got here, but what I read was that something came into this area and started sucking the power, the energy of good and of nature, and just turning it to nothing.
Oi, that's what we're looking for.
Oh, it will find you. You wouldn't have to go far. Just travel anywhere out there and it'll find you. In fact, if it doesn't find you, it's got these little flying things. Well, they're not too little. They're bigger than me. I call them little because, well, when you see it, you're going to know it because it's huge. but it's got these little things around looking for the others, and his eyes get real big. He points behind you.
Turn around.
Yeah, I'll answer.
There's where he's pointed.
You all turn around and you see 4 of these. They look almost completely like shadows. They DM to players. If you could take an image of like a demon, like a 6-foot demon with the wings, a barbed tail, that's what it looks like, except they're just completely shadow. You can't see anything other than a shadow. They each have almost like a pitchfork in their hands, with only 2 ends to it. But they have it looks like the shadows have horns, they have tails, they have wings, and we are done for the night.
Ah, fuck you.
Okay.
And next week we will have to dukes it out, maybe.
The only thing that would have made that worse is if you've been like roll initiative and then quit.
Right.
No, I don't know. Once we're rolling all the way through.
Oh man.
Yeah. So that's how we'll end it.
Great session, man.
Thank you all for watching the show. We appreciate it. Again, the Dice Cult has shows Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays currently. We got a lot of changes going on, and throw out to your friends that we are here, because we'd love to help entertain and bring some happiness to you during this time. And we will see you next Tuesday night for the Christmas edition or Xmas edition of the Legends of Theia podcast adventure stream. Thank you so much for watching.
That's right. Bring your beer and cookies.
Catch you next week.
Yep. Take care.